Welcome to Ruth and Danielle putting the real in real estate.
Hello. Hope everybody's staying warm out there as much as they can. Today we are actually going to talk about the cold weather that is going to be affecting us for, it looks like, maybe the next 10 days or so. And we thought that would be a perfect time to talk about like what to do in your home. And as we were discussing that, one of our partners, we always get some really good information from our partners. So from DJK Custom Homes sent out kind of this awesome way to be prepared. And so we thought that would be a great point. Those points would be great to discuss today. So we wanted to start with, so this is very important. This is the scariest part of cold weather, is preventing pipes from freezing. So I'm sure many of you guys might know some of these, but hopefully you'll learn something new today. So the first one for preventing pipes from freezing is to open up cabinet doors. So I know in my neighborhood, in the way the houses are here, that there's in almost all the houses, all of the pipes for the plumbing are on one outside wall. And I know for a fact there have been people, at least one person in my neighborhood who I know, who has had this affected. So when your pipes are on the outside, so if there's faucets and things, open up any of the cabinets you have for that, and make sure that you might want to keep your faucet going just a little bit to keep water going through it, so it's less likely to freeze if it's being pushed in out.
I will add, I was surprised at this, but in one home, the one where we actually had pipes freeze, it was not an exterior wall, which surprised me.
Okay.
Apparently it had been insufficiently insulated, and so the cold either came up from above, or came down from above, or up from below, and froze the pipes in the bathroom.
Oh, wow.
So we had to keep the vanity door open, and then it was okay.
All right.
So the next point is to keep your house warm enough. Depending on, this says raise the indoor temperature of your home to a minimum of 70 degrees and make sure that your thermostat fan is set to the on position. So moving the air around your house constantly will help to keep it at a constant temperature. In my house, the thermostat's in the warmest spot in the house. So I always have to put it several degrees above where I would normally put it, because otherwise the outsides of the house, and that happens when it's really cold outside, the perimeter gets colder a lot faster.
Yes. And so another safety precaution, right, would be to make sure the batteries in your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors are changed and up to date, because as we'll get to in a little bit, there's a lot of potential for carbon monoxide poisoning at this time. When things are blocked, heat sources are going, snow outside, things like that can all affect it. So let's make sure that we are all safe and have those up and accurately working.
As I said earlier, air movement is very helpful. So one of the ways that you can do that, make sure nothing's blocking your heating vents, neither blocking the intake or the outflow. So anywhere that you see, louvered vents in the walls or floor, you need to make sure that that's clear of any obstacles. And then turn your ceiling fans on in the opposite direction that they go in the summer. Most ceiling fans have a little switch, and some are even really handy, and they say summer and winter. Some you have to Google every year, like mine. But
yes,
the proper way for them to spin in the winter is clockwise. That will bring the warm air down from the ceiling.
Excellent. Yes, I always have to remember that too. Okay, so this is for outside. This might be a little late, and hopefully people in our area are already aware of this, but make sure that outside you've disconnected any type of faucet. There's no, that they're completely turned off, and maybe even get those handy dandy winterizing covers for your outside faucets.
Then you want to make sure that your chimney flue is clean before you burn. This says any wood, but I'm going to say anything. So even a gas fire can build up the soot on the inside. So make sure that your flue is cleaned regularly.
Yes, that's good. Number 7, weather stripping. So this is a great time to double check the weather stripping on all of the doors around your home. And that includes like sliding glass doors. There's weather stripping on the inside. So it's not just on the bottom, it's on the inside. You could say the same thing about windows as well, weather stripping, or putting some of that tape, that 3M stuff that I love, on your windows to kind of prevent some drafts, as well as garage doors. You might not think about that, but the weather stripping from coming in from the garage door and then the garage door themselves.
And remember to keep your garage door closed. This will prevent damage to whatever's in there. Your garage might be insulated, it might not, and that's going to have a completely different set of circumstances, and probably you'll store different things in there depending on whether that's closed or not. But that will help keep the heat in as well, keeping the garage closed.
Yeah. And so back to that running of the water, though, consistently in the faucet. If you do feel like it's a little too late or it didn't work out right, did you forget to plug in your laptop?
I did, and it's reminding me.
Might be the Danielle show in a few moments. But if you do suspect that that precautions haven't happened and the price the faucets or the pipes have frozen, you might want to use a hair dryer, blow dryer, dry it, or a heating pad would work. You don't want to go with anything hotter, though. You don't want to put a space heater on it or a torch or anything really crazy. You want it to kind of moderately heat up, not go from frozen to 120 degrees in that time. So be careful if you are going to, or call a plumber.
Yeah, I used a blow dryer when it happened with ours, and that did the trick. So,
okay, excellent.
Make sure you know where your main water line shutoff valve is. If the pipes in your home freeze, locating the shutoff valve is your first line of defense. So obviously, in case you're not aware, the danger of frozen pipes is that when water freezes, it expands. And if there's nowhere for it to expand, it will break the pipes. Then when it melts, the water goes everywhere.
Yeah.
So you should always, for lots of reasons, know where the main shutoff valve is in your house.
Yes. And then, and kind of going back to that carbon monoxide thing, make sure that you have checked out where your exhaust for your furnaces, exhaust for your hot water. I say it all the time wrong. Hot water heater. Water heater. If it was hot, there's no reason for a hot to water heat it. But anyway, sorry, water heater. And also, if you have like a first floor or a basement dryer, you want to make sure all of that on the exterior of your house, because we've already gotten a ton of snow, and then if we're getting cold and ice, it's just going to come right back in. All that gas and the fumes and stuff like that are going to end up in your closed up house, because we've already put weather stripping on and things on our windows and all that, and keeping our doors closed. It starts to build up. So that would be, a second defense.
And while you're outside with your shovel, go ahead and find the nearest fire hydrant and shovel that out.
Yes, very good. Nice ad, Ruth.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Save yourself in your daughter,
Yes, yes, right. Safety Joe. But let's see here. In the event of a problem, so as we already talked about, turn off the main water source. You want to thaw it immediately. The longer it's there, it starts to spread and it could make things worse. Make sure you call a plumber. We have great plumbers that we can assist you with. If you don't know anybody and need a really quick referral, but please feel free to call the first person. I don't care. Just get it done for yourself. And make sure that if there is any signs of water damage, that you don't ignore it, that you get it fixed right away, because it can start, it can be in parts of the house that you're not aware of, behind drywall, things like that. Now you have water that's leaking that you don't know about. What happens when water leaks in places that are small, they start to have mold and all that other crazy stuff. So
and these are things we run into in real estate all the time. So this is very appropriate to what we're talking about here, both while you have your house on the market, and if you have a house that's vacant, make sure that your realtor or somebody who has, a good measure of responsibility is taking care of these things and checking them out. Also, if you have a neighbor who can't do this for him or herself, make sure that you give a hand.
Yeah.
Especially during these times when people are more isolated and less likely to reach out. Take that shovel when you're done with the fire hydrant and head over to somebody's house who might not be able to get this done.
Yes. So please, hopefully you can take some of these tips if you haven't already and get them in place, because we want everybody to be safe over the next week or two when it's getting really cold out, and we don't want to hear anybody hopefully have any issues. So hopefully this helps, and feel free to share this with anybody who lives indoors. This is helpful for pretty much everybody.
Just about. Yep.
So,
all right. Thanks. See you soon.
Next week.